All right. Mic check. Let me see. Yep. Looks good. Looks good on my end. Maybe turn it up just a tad. All right. Yeah. Cool. So markets are open. Markets are moving. Let me take a look at this news real quick. See why we are selling off here. So cool. We have unemployment claims reporting right now. Well, pre-market, I should say. Let me copy this over so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. Red news today. Today could be pretty slow, but we have unemployment data on the table. Unemployment claims came in lower than expected, which is good for price. All right. So if we look at 8:30, what happened? Nice. We got a nice push higher at 8:30, and then we slam lower here. Um, Final GDP positive. That's good. Both of these numbers are good for price. So you see a small rally, but now we're seeing a pullback into this London imbalance, right? So far this data so far is bullish, and we're waiting for PCE price index, which will report at 10 a.m. And there's a lot of data coming in at 10 a.m. We have natural gas storage at 10:30, crude oil at 12. So this type of outlook could slow down price action while price waits for all of this type of things to report. Crude oil around 12. We know that 12 o'clock is a very, very volatile move most of the time. So we could see a slow session today. I'm hoping it's not, but I'm starting to think, yeah, we're likely going to see one of those slow sessions. Um, Looking back at yesterday, the move didn't happen until after 12, right? You got this crazy run higher immediately, right? Didn't really give us a chance to get involved. Here is where, in this wick right here, literally this first wick is where I took my first stab at the longs. And as you can see, the move really didn't happen until about 1:30, 2 o'clock, where you started to see delivery from that low. This was accumulation for maybe an hour and a half. Yeah, from like 12 to 1:30. And then from 1:30 to 2, you start to see that expansion. I'm thinking the same type of session could be printed today. But I hope everyone's having a great week. So far, January has been really clean. Couple red, maybe like three, I want to say 2 or 3 red days so far on the year. But everything else has been really clean. Want to keep that going, remain consistent. So here's what I'm looking at, right? All right. NASDAQ, once again, similar to yesterday, somehow stronger. We completely absorb and break through this previous weekly gap down, right? Price is well above it. And then you have ES that's sitting right in the middle of the gap, all right? So a little more strength being showed over here. But as always, ES, you want to do your analysis on ES and then compare NASDAQ afterwards. So we see daily chart filling in this gap, which we'll just consider this a fair value gap, similar type of protocol. You want to see how price responds when it gets inside of there. All right. We saw this gap over here. Look at how price responded. You got a nice overextension into this gap. Doji candle marks the bottom. Here we're pushing into it aggressively, starting to wick back lower. 4-hour candle is going to close in 7 minutes. So what I'll do here is I'll wait for this candle to close, and then you'll start to see, okay, maybe price could start to flip bearish. Maybe price could flip bearish. It all just depends, right? Because we have 2 areas of interest. We have this weekly gap here, which is more likely going to give us more volume than this London gap. But for the sake of structure, right? You want to see how price responds if we revisit this area after 10 o'clock. If price holds this level, I'll be looking for shorts, very clean. And then on the other side of things, if we close inside of here, which it looks like we will, right? We have this weekly open right next to price. And I want to know, can we start to respect structure in this area to go higher as well? So once this candle close, I'll get an opportunity to read on what's going on here. And then I want to look inside of this 930 wick here to see what's going on at the highs. And I'm not seeing anything, right? When you look at a wick, what you want to see is a break and retest type of structure. And you'll notice right away that price just breaks structure. There's no break and retest. So that tells me this area up in here is likely not gonna survive. If we push back into it, it'll probably break right through it. All right, we gave a bearish reaction without any retest whatsoever. So that's my first red flag right there for higher. Seeing that right there makes me think we're going to be bullish. And now what I want to know is, can we get in the next 6 minutes or so, can we get price to start breaking and retesting these down close candles here? Something in this area. All right, so I like this here. Over here, NASDAQ has already broken this candle high. Already closed above it. And now you get this drive back into it, and you're starting to see rejection from it. See if ES can start to mimic that reaction. All I'm looking for is, if we are going to close with a wick here, I want to see this wick offer some sort of bullish structure. And once that happens, you'll get a key area for price to offer some sort of new retest, right? When the new 30-minute candle opens, I want to see how price responds in this area. If it holds, then I'm expecting price to push higher, and that'll be my trade. So for now, nothing for us to do, just sit back. Let me see if NASDAQ offered anything. Okay, so NASDAQ offered a clean bearish move here, right? When you see price offer a high, all right, retest that high, hold it, and then break structure. That's beautiful. ES over here, we break higher and we don't retest any of this, any of these lows. None of this gets retested. But I do see a clean level over here on NASDAQ. The one thing about this is this turns into equal highs, and we don't see the same type of structure over here. So this could be, as I mentioned, a very bullish protocol here, where price could target this level when you see these types of discrepancies. And I always like to go look at examples from the current week. So if you look at the move yesterday, where you saw a clean area of interest formed, you saw price wick from this area around 12:30. So from 12 to 12:30 was the wick. And if you look inside of the wick, you're gonna see that price was starting to respect you'll see that price was starting to respect some sort of down close candle here. And this was my area of interest yesterday. Price is this ES versus ES here. Go back. So price started to respect this level here on ES, right? We close above it here, push back into it, and then break higher. That's a beautiful sign that this down close candle is where price is finding its support. So you drag it over, and you'll see price is able to, let's go 12:30 here. After 12:30 is what you're paying attention to, right? Now that I have my level, I want to see price action after 12:30 reach into this area and break structure. There's your break of structure. This is your signal that price should use this area to go higher. And there you go. It took a little while, right? But eventually you get that move. So that's exactly the type of profile I'll be looking for once again. I want to see price start to wick in bullish areas. And then I'll zoom down to see what the structure looked like. Right now, there's no wick. Very, very bearish move here. 1 minute left in this candle. I don't think this is going to be an ideal closure. So maybe the 1 hour candle, give it another 30 minutes to operate. As I mentioned, today is probably going to be slow. The move could take forever. But actually, let me go ahead and mark off these previous session levels. We have our London low here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Massive range, right? So if we're lucky, the volume remains high. So far, the volume has been spectacular, man. If you're on the right side of the market, you're catching nice moves. Let's see if we can keep it going. Holiday on Monday, chop Tuesday, beautiful, right? Beautiful expansions. Wednesday, beautiful expansion. And then here we are today looking for another beautiful expansion. So far, it looks like if you if you zoom out, right, you can see that there's a lot of bullish area below. So if price wanted to trade lower, it definitely could. The one thing that gets my attention is we break this previous weekly high right here. I'm sorry, weekly level, right? We pull back, fail to get too comfortable underneath it. So this level right here looks extremely bullish. I have it marked out. This is a gray zone right here where I'll be looking for buys inside of here if we can find a good setup. Just looks like price is not done going higher. We still haven't filled this gap yet. Maybe ES is interested in filling the gap as well. I know YM filled it. Yeah, YM is filling in the gap. NASDAQ is filling in the gap. And we're getting this pullback here. So let's see what happens. All right. I'll go back to the 30-minute chart. And we left a small wick here. Let's see if there's any structure. I don't see any structure inside of that wick. So with that, I will sit back and wait for more information. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm going to take a step back here, relax. We have some beautiful fair value gaps and order blocks sitting in this area. I would want to see price maintain this area if we're bullish, right? And I think I'm pretty much locked into the buys unless, the buys take off without me, something else, something weird happens. Other than that, I think the buys are going to be the best approach. Just looking at structure, right? Looking at where price is, looking at how 10 a.m. is opening lower into bullish territory, looking at the fact that this massive move higher tried to pull back once and failed, and then noticing that this gap hasn't been filled yet for ES. This could end up being a clean continuation. If price wants to sell off, I would want to see maybe price filling this gap right here, this bearish gap, and then show exhaustion inside of this gap. Then I would consider shorts, maybe back to London low. But for now, I'm thinking this is it. That's the trade idea. Let's see if we get some volume behind that. As always, you guys have any questions, let me know. And yeah, let's see if we can catch a nice banger today. Monday, no trade. Tuesday, winning trade. Wednesday, losing trade. So we're still looking to finish this week strong here. So I'm marking off this level here. This is a nice macro gap here. You got the 950 macro trading inside of here beautifully. And then now you get 10 a.m. trading into it. I would love to see how 10 a.m. can respond to this level. We're tapping into the weekly open here and we're tapping into this midnight price. So I'll mark off 10 a.m. All right, cool. All right, cool. So game plan would be, let's say price 10 a.m. trades back into this level here. You want to see if 10 a.m. can break through this macro zone and start to flip it. That'll be your cue for higher, right? I really don't want lower, but I know a lot of people are probably bullish, so I could see the market being stupid, the way it likes to steal people's money, push into here and then continue bearish for hours, maybe even until like 1 o'clock, continue bearish. And then later on, you see price just magically skyrocket. Like it's it's almost so consistent that you just have to expect it. Market will literally just steal money for as long as it can before the real move happens. And at this point, it's just I've been trading way too long to ignore it, right? It happens way too often. And that's why I say patience is key, but a lot of the times I'll probably maybe skip the sales because I don't want to see much lower. But nowadays, seems like the trades that you're not supposed to be taking are the trades that are happening really quickly. And then the trade that's supposed to happen takes hours and hours and hours to develop while it absorbs and steals money. So those are the two types of profiles, right? Either price is going to quickly give you some sort of manipulation trade, or it's going to give you a slow developing trend trade. All right. So it's officially 10 o'clock. So we'll find out soon if it's going to be quick. It'll start to break through these levels and start looking bullish. If it's going to take a while, then it won't break this level and you'll probably get lower, much lower before higher. All right. So I'll zoom in on ES here and we'll see what we can come up with. Zoom out a little bit. 30-minute chart is what I am locking in on. Cool. Nice. So you see that wick starting to develop. We have about 15 minutes left in this candle. So let's start to take a look around, see what's actually going on the lower time frame. Okay, nothing crazy, but we are pushing back into this macro zone, and I want to know how price responds here. We're hitting 10 a.m. price once again. So if this holds as resistance, I would anticipate lower. There's a lot lower for price. Maybe London low, maybe these fair value gap lows down here. All right, so price can move a lot lower here, and I'm looking for a response here. If we get a clean 1 minute bearish gap here, I may consider shorting. Nice. Okay. So that type of stuff is very bullish, right? You get the strong rejection and then you don't even offer any sort of fair value gap. Price runs immediately back to that high. So what I'm looking at is, all right, where's price finding that bullish pressure? You look at the low, you'll see it down here. We'll see this down close candle here starting to serve as an order block, right? You have down close candle, close above it, retest, 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 push out of it. Now we're retesting the lows of it once again, and it just seems to be holding up really nicely. Down close candle here. So let's see what happens. Give it a little more time, right? This wick is still putting itself in motion, so I want to see how this ends up closing in the next 10 minutes. All right, really nice. So this is officially that order block, right? You can see where price is finding its support. It's going to be from this 1007 down close candle. All right, and there's 8 minutes or so left in this 30-minute candle. So what I will be looking for is, will the next 30-minute candle, which will be at 10:30, will that 30-minute candle offer a pullback before going higher? That is what I'm looking for. Also, keep in mind, let's take a look up above, right? You want to see if there are any unmitigated bearish gaps. And there goes ES filling in that unmitigated 15-minute. So I want to see this 15-minute gap offer some sort of move lower. All right, so something like this is what I'm looking for. And if we get that, I'll take that trade, right? I want to see price start to reject this unmitigated 15-minute. All right, see how we're filling it in now. I want to see price show some resistance here and then push down into the areas of interest that are creating this bullish candle. With a good retest, I'll be looking to buy that, take it higher. All right, so looking at the lower time frame, we have this area down here, which I'm expecting to hold, and then we have bearish territory being filled. So we should see a rejection. There it goes. Nice. There goes that rejection. And with this rejection, you're going to get a clean retest of structure here. If we start to get underneath here, the shorts will be valid and I will take a short. Let me figure out which one is actually weaker today. So the first 30 minutes of market open is going to be ES. ES is much stronger today somehow. So I'll be looking to buy ES, short NASDAQ. It looks like we're all right. So this 15-minute gap, as I mentioned, it should give us some rejection. I want to see price hold support here though. If this 15-minute candle is able to send price through this yellow zone here and break it, then that tells me price wants lower. If price can't break here after tapping into this gap, that tells me price should easily trade higher. All right, so we're back in this level here. What's going on over here on ES? Come on, kid. Candle's missing. That's crazy. Come on, bro. The candle just disappeared. So I'll use ES for now. But how I see it is, if this bearish gap right here prints, which it will, if we retest this bearish gap and price is able to break it in the next 5 minutes, I like upside for sure. If price is unable to break this gap here, that is going to be a red flag, and I may consider taking a short if we get back under this weekly open. Short it before we take those lows, maybe something like this, 50 points on the stop. And then from there, I'm targeting the next session lows, right? That would be the trade. So beautiful. We're pushing back into this gap. You want to see strong rejection from this gap or from this order block. So the gap, remember, for me, the gap is just a part of the puzzle. The full picture is the top of the fair value gap as well. So I want to see how price responds up in this upper half here. Really nice speed for the bullish move right now. You don't want to see price get back down in this area if you're bullish. At least not during this 30-minute candle, right? You want to see this 30-minute candle print a nice wick, right? So that's what I'm looking for. I want to see if this can be that bottom wick doji type reversal candle that you see pretty often with reversals, right? You'll see a doji pop up. You'll see these massive wicks on the 30-minute before you get the reversals, right? So that's what I'm looking for here. So that's why I mentioned I don't want to see price get too comfortable lower now. Now that we have this wick, I want to see price start holding above and start showing us that, okay, this bullish structure on the 1 minute should hold. And so far it's been great. We got that retest of that 15-minute gap, right? As I mentioned. And then what happened? Price slammed into bullish territory. It held up beautifully. All right, nice. So this is looking like it's gonna be bullish. What I'll do now is wait for this 30-minute candle to close. The next 30-minute candle, this is where I'm looking to get involved, right? I want to see the next 30-minute candle open, retest the same bullish structure that we mentioned. And then from there, I'm looking to buy it because the power of 3 is what I'm interested in, right? I want to see the 30-minute candle that opens here at 10:30. So in 2 minutes, I want to see that candle open lower, retest structure, hold structure. And if it holds, that's going to be my buy signal to take price higher. All right. And then keeping in mind, there is going to be a massive bearish fair value gap here. But when I look at this fair value gap, I'm looking for a structure that could pretty much serve as resistance. And if you pay attention, none of these levels in here, besides this one right here, this would be the first level of interest for me. Why? Because you have an up close candle, a price tries to go higher, breaks underneath it, retest it, tried to go higher again and failed. So this is a valid order block right here where price could literally push into it and then continue selling off. But up until that level, I don't see much that could stop price. And then if I'm looking at ES at that same level, that would be the highs, right? So that's why I'm thinking my target should be able to hit maybe 9:30 price up in here or the 6 a.m. price for NASDAQ. All right, so far so good. Here we are, 10:30. We should see a drop lower to basically start off this power of 3. I'm going to zoom in on ES because this is where I'm looking to execute. This is that macro zone that should be broken. All right, nice. Let's see if we can get a play here. VIP, we are rolling. Let's see, copy text. Oh, wow. All right, so look at price now. Price is starting to run already. Let's go to the 30-minute, mark off some levels here. So this is where we start that bullish profile. We're tapping into this bearish gap now. So I want to see price pull back and give us a legit retest. Maybe the bottom of this wick would be fair. It may not want to with this weekly open in the way. Price could want to, hold that level. So I'm going to be patient here, but the game plan is very simple. Okay. Wait for this 30-minute candle here to retrace back into a valid point of interest. That valid point of interest is going to be right here, right? So let's take a look. From 10 a.m. to 10:30, what was offered? We have this down close candle right here. Price closes above it, retest, pushes higher. And this looks like my culprit here. So we have 2 levels now. We have this high to this low. Mark that red. All right, nice. I'm sorry, mark that yellow. So from this down close candle, the moment we break it, we retest it and push higher. Okay. We retest it again, push higher. All right. So now at 10:30, I want to see price push down into one of these zones here. If it doesn't want to do that, then I can't trade it. So that's what I'm waiting for here. I'm waiting for a simple 30-minute candle open. We haven't even retested 10 a.m. That'll be the perfect landing spot here for price to just drop lower, tap into here, show that strength, and then I'm looking to take it higher. NASDAQ, let's go take a look. Has NASDAQ hit that zone yet? So we have pretty much just one zone here on NASDAQ that was retested, right? Where you see, if I zoom in here, we have this down close candle was broken, but I don't see much of a strong retest. You could say it barely retested this high right here, right? But I don't see a strong retest, so I don't really like that level. The level that gets my attention is down here, right? Where we obviously closed above these down close candles here. Close above, retest, close above, retest, close above, retest, close above again, retest. Finally, you get that breakout. And then now you retest it again with more bullish pressure. That's beautiful. All I need to see now is, can price offer a retest here? And it may not, bro. Look at this. So I'm looking at this as a different entry model where you see price offering an entry off of the midpoint of this inversion. Some stuff, kid, I promise you. So NASDAQ does hit 10 a.m. ES doesn't. This is the type of stuff that makes trading stupid, bro. When you don't wait for a pullback and you buy this, it pulls back, stops you out. When you try to wait for a pullback, it never pulls back. It's like the strangest thing, bro. I would love to see a significant healthy pullback here, just because we opened up a new 30-minute candle, right? You want to see price put a wick on that 30-minute candle. Let me see here. I'm looking at this gap here as well on ES. So we haven't hit 50%. I'm just going to wait for a pullback. If we don't pull back, I'm going to look for shorts back up in that level that I mentioned. It's trash. It's going to run and pretend to be bullish here and then slam back lower just to steal people's money here. So we're pushing up to the highs of this macro zone again. And we're just going to patiently wait for this pullback, which is, like I mentioned, the hardest part about trading. It decides whenever it wants to make sense. That's so lame, kid. But it should pull back. And what else are we noticing? All right, so we're breaking through this macro zone on ES. Nowhere near breaking out over here on the NASDAQ. So now I have to keep in mind we're filling in this bearish gap. We failed to retest this key level. This could end up being a trap. Let's check on everything else. Look at how bullish. Yeah, I think we're going to end up bearish. Look at how bullish the metals are. The metals had their sell-off, retest a bullish area. What did it hit? The weekly open, and you're seeing crazy strength. I'm going to set some alerts for these highs. That would be the draw for me, honestly. Set an alert up here. If these are bullish, then I'm anticipating crypto. And yeah, look at how bearish crypto is. I want to say we're probably going to end up shorting, guys. Anytime you see a 30-minute candle or a new higher time frame candle open and just completely ignore a retest, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. All right, so let's start paying attention here. we start flipping these gaps, I'm probably gonna short this, guys. So I'm interested in how price responds above here. We put this bullish gap here. I want to see price get up under it. All right. Something like this, where price gets up under it, retests it, shows more weakness. I will short that, stop above the high, and target lows. All right. And then looking at this 30-minute chart, nice. We're pushing right into this EMA, pushing back into a premium of this short. 21 minutes left in this candle. See, 15-minute candle. Is it closing with any wick? 6 minutes left. Just looks like a scam, if you ask me. Looks like the buyers are about to get slapped in the face. So I'll wait here. And let me just go through protocol real quick. We got a beautiful wick from a beautifully bullish area. Is gold in bearish territory at all? No. This is... Oh, I guess it could literally reject from this previous order block, maybe. So don't want to get too hype on the bullish profile there. But if we're just watching how price responded in this gap, we drive very deeply, maintain the lows, beautiful rejection. All right. And we get above this close price, and we held the opening price with some really good structure. All right. And with that, I have to be bullish down in this area, right? Come on, kid. What's happening here? This may be over with. The fact that this gap held up here, let's see what happens when it takes this high. You might get a sweep of that high and then reverse. Boom, boom, boom. 55, 50. So yeah, this is starting to look a bit strange. So I want to know, can we literally just flip this, please? I would rather short when price is behaving like this. And there goes some selling pressure there. Let's see if we can get through this gap. There we go. Come on. Break this gap for me. If price maintains this once again, then it's going to keep going higher. And then maybe you try a trade anticipating this weekly open to be the fail proof. All right, yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to take this buy price. I'm looking to see, all right, so what could I be missing, right? It looks like maybe this is that down close candle that price wants to use to go higher, which is fine. As long as we retest it with the new 30-minute candle, which we do, we make a new high, and then now we pull back into these down close candles right here, and price is running right now. So I'm gonna try this long with a stop underneath, like here. I'll go like a 10-point stop, which would be about 10 micros. So I'm gonna wait here and see if I can get a good, what time is it? 10:43. What about the NASDAQ? I'm looking to see if I can get a discounted entry, like maybe enter in this gap so I don't have to deal with that drawdown. Market likes to play weird. We already know that, right? So let's see here. Okay, yeah, NASDAQ held this gap. NASDAQ did hold the gap at 10:30. What did NASDAQ pull into? All right, yeah, I think I just have to execute here. I feel like as soon as I get in, it's gonna be a weird pullback. All right, I gotta get in. What price is this? This is gonna be 6948.5. All right, 1 second, buddy. 6948.5. 10-point stop, 10-point target. And really, I should target those highs, but we'll see how price responds in that area. And this is my first stab at the longs here. All right. All right, so cool. I'll be paying attention to how this 30-minute candle closes here. If we get a funky wick from this area here, which is already starting to behave pretty weird in this area, I'll happily exit this trade, right? I want to see strength through these bearish points because of where we are. You can't overlook any rejection right now. If price starts rejecting here, I'm watching these 1 minute areas of interest. Let's find some. So these are our down close candles in here. So this is like the lowest you would expect price to go here. Starting to look like we might start putting in a wick here. So let's see what happens here. I may exit. Yeah. Let's see how price responds. These are, I'm telling you, like these, it's like the most beautiful traps. And they keep working. Like they get you. They get you to get in up here. And then price ends up all the way back down here somewhere. So how I'm reading this right now is I'm cool with whatever happens here. I'm just looking for these lower time frame levels to hold up. If they hold, then I don't mind holding this trade, right? But the moment price starts getting too comfortable with these how you say, down close candles here, if price starts closing back within those ranges, then naturally I'm going to wrap it up. And that's a good closure, but I just don't like that price even traded back into it, knowing that we're in bearish territory. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, come on, kid, get out of here. I don't want you hanging out in here because all it takes is one candle to nuke all of this, right? Stop you out. Yeah, I don't like how comfortable price is getting here. I'm out there just getting out early. Keep the losses small. I would love for price to just go bearish here. Makes it a lot easier on me. Knowing that we didn't retest this level, this macro zone is the only idea I have for buying right now. All right, so I'm gonna cut that there. And I want to see, actually, I want to see price start going lower here. I would love to see price start to move lower here. Imagine that. Imagine that's the bottom and it just runs. I just don't believe in the buys, bro. We slam off of this 6 a.m. price, slam off the previous day high, printing bearish gaps now. If these bearish gaps can hold, I like lower. If these bearish gaps don't hold, then I will probably re-enter once we start breaking those bearish gaps. All right. So you see price trying to hold this level. You see price entertaining these bearish gaps. And now we're about to find out, can price actually break these bearish gaps? I don't want to be sitting in a short here. I mean, in a long here while that's working itself out. As you can see, this wick is starting to look really nice. And we have some up close candles being retested. Gold continues to push higher. Yeah, I don't think we're bullish, guys. I think we're about to go bearish and it's gonna be dirty. Watch. It's gonna randomly go bearish. And it's all based on the concept that 10:30 opened and did not even bother revisiting this level. So I would love to see lower here. But there's a nice discrepancy, right? You see ES holding this previous daily high, and you see NASDAQ underneath the previous daily high. So we'll see. Got to be very patient here. Let me zoom in on ES. NASDAQ looks a little bit funky. Macro zone to the side. This is the only gap that I said would keep me bullish. So far, it's holding up. Now we're putting in that lower high, rejecting these up close candles. Specifically, this one right here. If that continues, you'll see price start to move lower and then break through this green zone here, which is the only thing keeping price up right now. But the thing for me is when 1030 opened, why didn't it pull back down deeper into where price was actually showing that strength? Instead we pull back into here, which is fine if, so let's say we do it like this, right? That's fine. Price opens up at 1030, pulls back into here, makes a new high. If that's the case, then price should be bullish off of this level right here. The only thing stopping me from being extremely bullish though is the fact that we're sitting inside of a massive bearish gap. Massive bearish gap. So I would want to see price retest down in here. If this is where price is finding all of its strength, I would want to see price jab into here. We got a decent wick the first time. I guess we did. Oh, did we tap into it? No, it's like way too close to just settle. I would love to see a good drive into this area. That'll let me know. If price gets up under this right here, I know price is bearish. And keeping in mind, this wasn't really a clean area of interest to begin with. It's a little bit sketchy because it's at the highs. I would rather price drive into the lows, but you know, sometimes price likes to move fast. So that's why this buy idea started to unfold for me. But then when you see price stall, like it's stalling here, giving you a nice bearish wick inside of a bearish area of interest, I start to protect my capital and wait a little bit longer because this could literally go much lower. NASDAQ, same profile here where we get at 1030. I want to see price pull into something that was shown to be bullish. And this is where the discrepancy lies because this pullback didn't really retest anything. If you ask me, didn't retest much at all. Underneath that previous daily high now. See if we can hold it here on ES. All right. Not bad. You see how price closes underneath this up close candle, pushes, tries to go higher, and then fails. Now we're underneath the EMA, underneath the previous daily high, pushing into this zone, retesting it. If this breaks, there's nothing really supporting price other than this weekly open here. All right. So I'm looking for this gap to be flipped, honestly, to try a short back down to say like 8 points here. And then I just want to see price push at least back down to 10 a.m. So maybe 7.5 points there or 7 just to get better RR if this gap breaks. This would be 6943. But this will be tough because yeah, you'll have to wait this out. Can't really short or long right now. You look at the clock, we have 2 minutes left in this 30-minute candle. What's going to happen is the next 30-minute candle can justify the short, open higher, retest, short, or you get the next candle retest something in here. We go long. It's really just a back and forth type of game right now. And I'm choosing to be patient, which is why I cut my trade. So now you get that. You see how price is, it's almost like trying to convince you to buy it here. I don't think I want the buys anymore. I'd rather go for the short here. So right here at 11, we're opening up 11 and you see price just spaz higher here, spam higher. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. So either price is gonna slam lower here. I want to see very, very clean price action at this point, right? We have these up close candles that were being used to send price lower, right? So now that we open this new 30-minute candle, I want to see this level reject price, send price, make a new low. And once we do that, I'll be short bias. If we can make a new low, I'll be short bias here. We closed through here, but only on the 1 minute. See this fair value gap held up here. NASDAQ really is throwing me off because NASDAQ looks extremely bearish already. ES hasn't completely given up on the buys yet because we keep maintaining these levels, right? So I'm looking to see how we can play this. All right, so we have this level here, this candle closed. All right, so at that level, yeah, you would need to see price break this level here. Break this 30-minute closing price, and that'll be much better. All right, so I'm watching NASDAQ here. If NASDAQ can get back bullish into bullish territory, I'm starting to like the buys. As you can see, this wick was literally, the bear structure is not doing anything. So that is a easy indication that price is about to try to flip back bullish. And I'm looking for a good entry price, which would be anything above this closing price right here. And I'm looking for some sort of down close candle that helped price get where it wanted to go, which would be here, right? So this level right here is the key. NASDAQ hasn't hit it yet. All right. And if I'm looking over here, this down close candle hasn't been hit yet either. So you may be better off just waiting for that. that random drop back underneath this previous candle's close. Notice we haven't really visited that. We got a small wick into it. All right. I'm not talking to you. My phone like to butt in the conversations. All right. So yeah. Either price is gonna pull back here or it's gonna try to run, bro. I don't like this, kid. I really just don't like it. I'm starting to accept when I just don't like price action. Because it makes you feel like you want to buy it here, but I'm like, I don't want to buy it there. Go without me. Man, yeah, this is trash, kid. Because I'm looking for a simple power of three. Anytime I see something that I like, which I love the buys, I want to see the next 30-minute candle retest something that was essentially important. So far, this new 30-minute candle opens and decides to just run higher. That could easily turn bearish. I mean, very easily turn bearish. All right. So with that, I don't want to be buying it. It's that simple. Yeah, I don't want to be buying this. You let this go. And don't be surprised if this starts to free fall. Yeah, I can't fall for this. I'd much rather wait for price to just do whatever it wants to do here. Which is so lame because I hate that price is giving you a buy without really giving you proper structure, right? So it's wasting our time essentially. This could easily end up being a fake move higher. And it's like, okay. Let me zoom in on ES here. You get the buy protocol, but we push right back into a bearish gap. All right. And let me look at these highs as well. Those 930 highs should have something, right? Where's the break and retest? Every break and retest failed. None of these have been retested. NASDAQ has to have yeah. So this level right here still catches my eye for a short. You've seen the bearish pressure with the market open, right? We push up into here, sell off really aggressively. I'm looking at those highs to see what was left behind. We have this high up here, as I mentioned before. And then we have this level where price reaccumulated and built that second stage delivery for the short. If price runs into this area here, this is likely where the shorts are going to take place because if you've noticed, the metals are very strong and then crypto is very weak, right? Inverse correlation. Now we're somehow bullish over here. Watch YMB. That's crazy. YM's almost back up to the high as well. Yeah, I'm going to let these buys go without me today. You got the macro zone right here with a beautiful flip and maintain this level. But as I mentioned, NASDAQ broke that level, got up under that level, and was underneath that previous daily high as well. So that right there was a red flag off the gate for me. Did not want to hold that. Boom. None of this was retested either. So now you're getting that retest. Yeah. So yeah, this we gap above here, put this 1 minute gap in there. We start closing underneath it, rejecting it, and now you see price reclaim it. So now if price wants to be bullish, I get it. But I feel like we're just in bearish territory right now. So I'll let the buys have their way and hope for a short. If we don't get a short, I'm okay with that. I just don't feel Feel comfortable buying in here right now. And it's sad because like this right here, this drive right here, this looks good. This looks good, bro. But if you look over here, break, we have not retested anything in here. And that's not okay. Especially if this one's supposed to be weaker. NASDAQ is showing a lot of weakness compared to ES. Why aren't you able to retest this level here? We were barely able to break the previous 30-minute closure. So it's like, it just feels off. So with that, let's hope for a short. Beautiful wick into this. It just doesn't look like it's ready to go lower though. It sucks, man. Maybe I shouldn't be watching NASDAQ because this is on ES. It's fine. We push back into this level. We close one candle underneath it, which can be just manipulation, and then it gets right back on course. If this ends up trading higher, bro, I may just stop watching NASDAQ, bro. It's so trash. Like, just delete it from my checklist, from my watch list. Because NASDAQ did its best to try to convince you that this gap was done, over with, we were going lower. And then it was like rejecting this previous daily high as if it just couldn't go higher, right? And then all that to find out that, oh yeah, sorry, it's like we're actually still bullish. I just didn't want you to know. Like, get out of here, bro. ES did none of the above. Yeah, bro. So the only thing I can take from this buy would be that here price used this down close candle up, retested with the new market open up here, and then you're supposed to be buying with the retest of this green zone here, which happened literally right as the 11 o'clock candle opens. Target those highs, if you will. 7 for 7, 7 for 9, something like that. And then you got candles disappearing, bro. This is trash, bro. Actually, now that I think about it, bro, I think I'm done just watching NASDAQ. It just doesn't seem to make sense to me why it's so manipulated every single day. Like, I can't tell you how long it's been since I've seen a clean setup on NASDAQ. It's always ES with the best setup. Like, this is beautiful, bro. I could literally pull out 20 different photos from my journal that look just like this. Fill in the bullish gap, reject, nice. You want to look for your play around 10 a.m. after that candle closes. So at 10:30, you're looking for buys, right? Drew this trade up hours in advance, looking for buys. This one right here was a little bit sketch because I wanted to see this down close candle get hit. It gets hit, but then you notice it creates a new area of interest where price clearly breaks, retests, breaks again. That tells me that this level is valid. All right, with that, break, retest, break again. And now all I'm looking for is at 10:30 to pull back into this level. Once it starts to break structure, you'll look for any down close candle in here to try and trade from. Here's the most appropriate. It's the first one. Once this candle opens, pushes down, down close candle flips, you see price start to trend back towards it. And then maybe you get in once we get this strong rejection off of it, stops down in here. But it's, as I mentioned, NASDAQ did not help the case at all. NASDAQ actually made me get out of my trade. But hey, it's 11:15. We're overextending now into this bearish area that was never retested. Nasdaq should be pushing into it too, right? You can see that this may not be as bullish as you think because we're still lagging over here on Nasdaq, and we still want to see how price responds in this area. We get in this area and break structure, I will be looking for shorts. Break a low, pull back, short. So yeah, that's the take on the buy. I would say it's very unorthodox because of the fact that we didn't want to give a deeper pullback here. I would have loved to see this 1030 candle just literally do something like this, trend a little bit, tap this, break structure. I'm in on the next pullback to go higher. That's what I was expecting. What we got was slightly different, but understandable, right? If you're watching ES and ES alone, you'll see that once this candle opens, we have an area here that we retest and break structure. So that becomes, all of this in here becomes a valid area for a retest. Once price jabs into it and gives you any kind of bullish profile, you can try the long, stop in a safe place, maybe 10 points here, and then just target your 1R, right? But me being me, I was noticing Nasdaq struggling to give a clean bullish move. So I skipped this one, cut the trade early, and now I really would like a short. So what I'll do now is, let's see, we have this opening price there. We have this opening price here. We have this high being swept. I don't know, man. This is still looking bullish, right? We haven't hit what I want to see hit. Yeah, I still don't think we're done going higher. Let's check that 5-minute move after 10:30 opens. Nice. So 10:30 to 11. Here goes your down close candles right here. Yeah, this may be where you want to go long. Long up into these levels here. I don't expect much resistance. As you can see, price is trending cleanly to the upside. We still haven't hit that area of interest that I have in mind. So I think I may try one of these longs here from this down close candle if we can get some good rejection. Nasdaq is rejecting it pretty well. We got this inversion potentially on the way. I just don't understand how gold and everything just seems to be strong except for crypto. Crypto is more correlated with what we have going on, right? And if you're looking at crypto, you see, let's go take a look actually. Let's take a look. Let's break down crypto. It's the same thing we saw earlier where we see a bullish gap get filled, push into the bearish gap, reject, and now you're, bro, this looks so bearish. 10 minutes left in this candle, you're getting bearish rejections from the gap. But let's zoom down into this bullish candle and see if there's any profile. So the bullish candle is from what time? 10:30 to 11. So from 10:30 to 11, what structure do we see? All right, I see down close candle here. This is the start of the move, clearly. Down close candle, close above it, fail to break below, massive move from it. After that, you don't see any down close candle getting any real respect or a retest, right? So this is my area of interest. Down close candle, push back, here. So now, yeah, crypto is sitting in a bullish area of interest. Okay. But look how clean this one is in comparison to what we were dealing with. So from 10:30, all right, that's when it started. Yeah, 10:30. From 10:30 to 11, there's no retest, right? Except for here. What does the next 30-minute candle offer? It offers a retrace directly back to this area. All right. So now you should be able to get some sort of retest. If price starts breaking structure from this zone down here, something like this, break, you're looking for higher. Look, these boys still over here going higher. Yeah, I'm gonna chill here and wait for a better setup. I like the buys. That kind of throws me that I wanted. I literally was anticipating buys from somewhere in here, but the delivery is ugly. I don't like how it just decided it didn't want to pull back here at 11, didn't want to pull back here at 10:30, right? Look at the small pullbacks at the open, right? This candle opens, you get 1 minute candle to the downside and then pure upside. Same thing here. You get 1 minute to the downside and then pure upside. I can't trade that, right? Because I every time you get in these types of trades, you're susceptible to random pullbacks for 20 minutes. Price can pull back for 20 minutes. So seeing it pull back for 1 minute, nah. I like the shorts off of these zones here. All right, so if I'm looking at crypto, I want to see this for a short because we're getting a wick. We used this bullish structure. We never retested it, right? Never retested it, filled in the bearish gap, and now we're rejecting here. So the next 7 minutes, I want to see a bearish candle here on the 30-minute chart, right? If I can get that, I can zoom in here on the 1 minute. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to be bullish. Just the fact of where it's giving you this crazy volume from, it's about to rip. Yeah, it's about to rip. All right, yeah. So today's profile is bullish. I might trade gold here. If we get a strong close for a rejection here, I'm gonna trade gold today. Watch this. I'm sick of these indices, bro. They play too many games. You're gonna get the cleanest uptrend today. Every pullback met with buyers. And then you have gold over here overextending into bearish territory. We just saw gold sell off from this area and we're getting a retest. I just want to see a clean wick off of it. Let's check the hourly for some gaps. No gaps there. Where are the gaps? All right, here goes your bearish area right here. All right, we got this bearish gap. As always, you include the high. So you can literally mark off all of this as bearish territory. Make it gray. Yeah, get ready. I will be trading gold. And it was part of the reason I'm going to trade gold is because of what happened yesterday. I was looking at gold yesterday. I called this entire sell off on gold yesterday while waiting for the buy on NASDAQ. And it's the same protocol. It's the same exact protocol. Pushing the bearish territory, bearish engulfing, bearish resistance. It's like it was just so clean. What time was that? This was 9:30, right? 9:30 candle closes with extremely bearish structure. Let's go look at that structure. What does it look like? It's gonna look exactly like what I want to see every day of the week, right? You have this 9:30 closure. All right, so it closes with this structure. What do we see inside of it? You're going to see up close candles get closed through and retest it, which would be this one, right? We close through this up close candle, pull back into it beautifully, strong rejection off of it, showing you that price is bearish from here. Maybe include that wick. You can include anything in this area, right? You want to see price pull into that area. There goes your pullback inside of a new 30-minute candle. Beautiful. I just needed to break structure. There goes your break of structure. We take out this low. Any pullback with a strong rejection is a short. There we go. I want my short right there. stops above here, and gold is volatile, so you can target a low, maybe London's low or that session low, but London low would be 1.3, and this is your trade. And as you can see, it didn't stop there, right? This is the type of volume I would rather trade. Like, if you're on the right side of the market, you want to see moves that make sense, kid. I'm tired of these moves that do stuff like this. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wait another 3 minutes or so. There's no wick on this at all. Silver looks like it's giving you something over here. Can't trade silver though. Silver's a little bit too strong. I don't understand the contracts on silver quite yet. But gold is fair play. Gold is fair play. So maybe in the next like 3 minutes we get a decent wick here. And if I'm looking at silver just for structure, we should start seeing that up close candle take control and become a retest culprit down close. So yeah, so here's one. All right, you want to see this maintain the control here. We close through it, wick, nice expansion from it. You want to see this continue to hold. And then on the other end, you want to see gold start offering some sort of up close dominance. All right. I think that's gonna be a big part of my trading this year, bro. Just going where the market wants to move. Like, show me something that actually makes sense. Crypto looks a little bit bullish. It all depends on how this candle closes. Yeah, this looks strong. So like I said, if these crypto and NASDAQ and ES are just so bullish, give me gold shorts. It's that simple. All of them aren't going to be going the same way, right? Look at silver respecting this level nicely here. I'm looking for gold to offer something clean, and I will be short across gold here. Up close candle, retested it once. This could be one right here. Just need to see some strong moves underneath it now that we have that up close, and some wick rejections through the highs, right? Failure to close through it. Let's see if we can get that move lower. But I like that the wick is starting to show here. Same level as yesterday. We overextend into it. Every single market is bullish. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, in what world? So let's see if we can get the short on gold here. And I'll create a gold contract sheet. But actually, yeah, so if you do it like this, what you can do with gold, you can do GC. Probably MGC, huh? Yeah, MGC. Because the gold is. So you can do this. Bro, why can't I trade it? Am I not logged in? Oh, it's on a different tab. Okay. So I would go MGC here. Only if ES and NASDAQ don't short here. Because I really would love a short, kid. I would really love a short, man. But anyway, let me go see if it'll help me do these contracts. All right, yeah, so nice. So if I'm on MGC, all I have to do is click the trade, and then I can, does it need to be there? Yeah. So now I can just come up with, let's say if I did 20 contracts and I want my stop loss up here, it'll tell me, all right? It'll tell me how much money I'm risking. So I don't really need a contract sheet. 9, something like that. I can do 9 MGC and then set my TP down to like here. But can't get that much profit. Something like that, right? That would be, and then all I have to do is just execute with 9 micro. Beautiful update from TradingView. I'm excited that they have something like that. It's almost like trading on the Top Step platform, Top Step X. All right, so here we go. This right here is extremely bullish. This closure right here, I really wouldn't I wouldn't short that unless I see a 30-minute bearish candle, right? Here I can get a little bit ahead of the gun on the short, understanding that everything is bullish and that's just never a thing. So here we go. Now price is starting to hold these up close candles and go lower. So going back to here, just to see my drawings, what's silver up to? All right, so here we go. If we did it this way, bearish candle, we'll get to the nitty gritty. We have our levels that need to be bearish. Price needs to maintain bearish. All right, so here we have the closure of the candle at 11:30, or 11:29 to be exact, is when it closes at 11:30. And I want to see price offer some sort of retest in this new candle. If price just bleeds lower here and it doesn't want to let me get a fill, it's the obvious short. It just doesn't want to pay me out, whatever. Silver is running. But you should see some sort of retest. But now when you start doing that, now you're starting to push into this bullish fair value gap, and that changes the scope of the entire trade, right? I would just be looking for shorts down because we're in bearish territory. I can almost guarantee price wants lower. All right. I don't know, bro. This looks bullish as well, right? What happened the last time we pulled into here with bullish fair value gaps? Price got slammed, pushes into it, bullish gaps get ran through. Started off with a wick rejection. If you're in these wicks here, you got a massive short. Same thing over here. Pushes into here, no bullish gaps though. So that's why this one was nice. There was no real bullish pressure until maybe down here. Man. Either way, regardless of what's going on down here, gold hasn't filled in this gap. We're opening a new 30-minute candle. So I just need price to be generous, pull back into something bearish, and break structure. And that'll confirm that I can trade this lower with price wanting lower. All right. So regardless of what silver is doing, because silver could just be leading the way one step ahead, you know, we have up closed. I can erase this higher time frame zone here. We have up close candle right here. So yeah, we close through it. Where's another up close? All right, we're retesting this one right now. Close through it, retest. Just give it a little more time. I want to see price actually push up inside of this new 30-minute candle and break structure. Literally something just like this. I'm done giving price the benefit of the doubt. If it doesn't do exactly what I wanted to do, I'll just miss it, which sucks because trading should be very, very, very mechanical. But you'll notice as the longer you trade, bro, these setups almost look different every single time. They're unique in their own way somehow. There we go. The best setups are the ones that just do exactly what they're supposed to do. It's just hard to know when those setups are actually going to start listening. And you see ES still going higher here. Yeah, I like this. If we can make a new low here, I'm going to start looking for the short. Let me zoom in on gold here. So yeah, the contracts will be very, very easy to calculate. Let me go ahead and just make sure here. 11 a.m. is the candle. All right. Nice. 11:30 is the closure. Excellent. I want to see 11:30 push into bearish territory. Excellent. Silver, come on, catch up. And this level right here looks nice. Beautiful. And now all you want to see is price just break structure. We can trade all the way back up into this wick, maybe wick the high if it wants to, but essentially you want to see price stop going higher around here and trade towards this low. And then on the 30-minute, I need those prices. Sorry, let me get this. Wait, what? Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I was like, what just happened? But yeah, these levels right here can serve as resistance. As you can see, I would love to see price get underneath those, and from there, there's a free fall awaiting. Price could literally trade all the way back to 10 a.m. because of how volatile gold is, right? It's 11:36. I've officially opened the door to gold trading simply because these indexes will waste your time. They will happily just waste your time. Let me add this to my favorites. Add it to a watch list. And if gold shows that it wants to continue higher, then naturally I'm going to look for shorts on ES. It's just going to take a while because I need to see some 30-minute rejection before I even think about shorting. That way I'm not, too early to the party. Add to watch list MGC. You are officially on the team, my friend. Welcome to the party. Put you right up here next to YM. All right. I'm officially trading gold, bro. I'm gonna let the chat know now. I've officially added gold to my watch list. Officially added gold. All right, and there you go. Gold wants to go higher. And that's going to open the door for the shorts over here on ES. So I'm going to flip back to NASDAQ, and we should start seeing some hesitation now out of price. Beautiful. Price is stalling literally at this level here. We've already broken structure on NASDAQ. Look at NASDAQ. It's so crazy to me how they can be so different, but end up going the same direction. All right, we're back in this zone, which I mentioned was a beautiful short area of interest. We stab into this zone, put these internal lows, we break through those lows. With that break, I'm looking for the up close candle in this area. That could be the culprit. We got this. If we zoom in, this is it. Breaks it down close. Let's see if we get more selling pressure here. Which I hate looking at NASDAQ, bro. NASDAQ is a scammer. What's ES doing? Let's see if we can get some 30-minute rejection, Because I know a lot of people, right? A lot of people will say, oh, this is an inversion. It's going to go take this high. All I will say is I could show you tons of inversions that literally don't go anywhere. We invert this gap here, right? But what stops price from going higher? The high of the candle. So when I trade fair value gaps, I like to include this fair value gap plus the third candle of that sequence. This is also a part of it. As you can see, price taps right into here, and that's where all of that bearish pressure found its way back into the market. A lot of people thinking that a gap is responsible for those entire moves is strange. That's not true. We can flip a gap as many times as you want. If we don't break that candle's high, you should still be bearish. And there's going to be times where you see price do the same thing, but for the bullish side of things. All right, another example. We invert here. Why doesn't it go lower? Because it was held with the opening price of this fair value gap. Price found all of its support at the top of the fair value gap. Same thing here. If all of these charts just keep going higher, I'm gonna laugh. And apparently I just missed the greatest buying opportunity in American history. I don't believe it though. I think gold sweeps liquidity here. You wait another 30 minutes, you're gonna get another wick from this area. If you ask me, we're probably gonna end up with another wick. This is sad, bro. Like you can't tell me I wasn't calling these buys down here, bro. And it just chose to play weird today. All I wanted was a solid retest when one of these candles opened. That's it. And I even gave you a chance up here because it looked like this macro zone was becoming, where's 950, 950? Yeah, so it looked like this macro zone right here was becoming support. We got above it, put the fair value gap. I'm like, okay, this is fine. This is solid. And what do you know? NASDAQ goes right on in and decides to start leeching lower when NASDAQ had no business doing so. And then on top of that, we're inside of a bearish higher time frame gap. So I have to play it a little bit safer, right? So in other words, it just wasn't A plus criteria, yet it delivers, right? And that's the part that bothers me. I hate when C plus trades pretend to be A plus. Like, come on, bro. We know that this was like on the edge of failing right here. Like if this didn't hold, this would have been destroyed. All right, well, somehow gold still looks bullish. 17 minutes left in this candle. We'll see how it closes. Starting to see that divergence, right? So this could be the start of exhaustion. It just depends here. We'll see. It's 11:42, so by 12 o'clock, as I mentioned earlier, the real move can literally show up right after 12. So all in all, not bad. Excellent read on price. Like you couldn't tell me this wasn't a good buying area. All right. You get an unorthodox delivery, which happens. And now all we can do is look for a 30-minute signal here with the next 16 minutes left. So I'm just gonna chill here. See if price can start flipping back underneath this bullish closure here and holding, right? If we can get a wick above, close underneath, that's gonna be nice. Yeah, I'm officially trading gold though. And here we go, yeah. So based on what we've seen, I would anticipate gold to go lower because NASDAQ showing bullishness after filling in this weekly gap here, right? Remember, we filled in this weekly gap and we pull back into bullish structure. You're seeing a very nice bullish reaction. I can't say that this is going to go bearish. It's in bearish territory with this bearish engulfing, right? But so is gold. And if you pay attention, let's just go side by side, right? Yes. All right, let's go to like a 4-hour. All right, gold's going higher all week from here. From Wednesday, gold's going higher. And then from Wednesday, ES is going lower. They're not going the same way. Let's find a place where ES is going higher. All right, so we get a nice rally on both. But notice the differences in these moves. Gold is rallying from a bullish fair value gap. No sweep, no nothing, just fill in the gap and go. ES is rallying after sweeping out lows. All right, same thing here. We have this rally here. They match up pretty nicely. Break structure on both. Once that structure was broken, what happens? Gold continues and we actually break lower. I think this was the crack right here. They were trading really nicely together as if they just wanted to go up higher together, right? But then you saw ES start to hit that wall right around the same time, right? They start accumulating together. And then what happens? One opens higher, the other one opens lower. I think that's the crack. And then now we're filling in this gap. I think gold continues to go higher. And ES is about to make a sharp turn from this level. If you ask me, we'll see. But let's go see any other time they gapped together. That's crazy, bro. Look at all this price action. You don't see not one gap similar to what we just saw. Where's all the new week opening gaps? That's not a thing, bro. Unless I'm just too zoomed in. I'm sorry, zoomed out. Let's go weekly. There we go. There has to be some weekly. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. We're all the way back in 2021. I don't see any weekly open gaps where the chart actually gaps. That's crazy. There's one right there. We gap up. Nothing over here. So look at this nice run here. They're both bullish for a while. Wow. But you can say gold is bullish, but gold stops making highs right here for a while. Like we make this high, and then for weeks we're not making highs. NASDAQ is, ES is making highs. Then you get this crack where gold runs, ES dumps. I don't know, bro. All I know is one of these better give me a short. If this ends up being bullish all session, I'll laugh. And that'll wrap it up for me. I think I'm going to just lean on these shorts here. But as always, I need to see a strong 30-minute rejection before I consider it. All right. I still can't believe this delivered so well. Look at it go. Look at it go. And I guess if you look closely, if like hindsight is really what it is, right? But you can see once price started to hold this candle's body, which is that's the part that kind of throw me off. Like, why is price okay with not pulling back at all here? If we got a deeper pullback, we could find out whether price is truly bullish or not. Instead, it just runs without even doing that. Like, that's kind of why I'm like hoping for these shorts. It makes everything else make sense. Like if price was this eager every single day, like if you're bullish and it just goes one way, that'll be so easy to trade. But lately, like look at this point of interest, right? Where we have an idea for a buy. That's at 10. Look at how long price was able to trade into this area. The same profile. This is the same profile, guys. Same exact trade I would want to take. You get this rejection here. I just want to see price start respecting structure inside of this wick. Clearly it does, but look at how many times price drives into it. This is one 30-minute candle. This is another 30-minute candle. This is 1 hour of retesting this wick. That's more than enough time for you to be like, yeah, for sure, I'm bullish. Let me just get away to get in, right? Here, you don't get any time to think about it. Price didn't even retest this level, right? If you count this bullish rejection closure, price never retest here. And there's only one wick, and that wick was 30 minutes. Maybe not even 30 minutes, maybe like 5 minutes. 15 minutes of downside and then right back up. All right, so here goes silver. I got some silver alerts going off. Oh wait, silver. So that means silver's taking that high, right? Yeah. All right, silver takes the high. I can erase all of my drawings over here. As you can see, no sell confirmations. Even though we started to get some wick activity on silver, still didn't offer my sell signal. So nothing to do there. Still in this bearish territory. Is price gonna make a new high again today? It's crazy, kid. Silver's trading at $95 and literally at all-time highs once again. That makes me think we have to short over here, kid. We have to watch the second half of this session, like, you know, New York session, 12 o'clock to like 3 o'clock. Watch it be pure short activity. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna chill here. I'm gonna go get something to eat, and yeah, I'm looking for these areas up in here to start showing some resistance. And by resistance, I just need a 30-minute wick from this area. A nice 30-minute wick would open the door for a reversal. Macro zone broke out. It's so lame, bro. Like, I genuinely may need to stop looking at NASDAQ, and I think I'm just gonna start holding myself to it. Because if you're not looking at NASDAQ, let's say you were watching ES and you know my strategy, you say, all right, we should retest one of these down close candles with the new candle open. Or if price doesn't want to drive deep into this area, if price doesn't want to do this, then this macro zone right here will become support and price will start showing you it doesn't want to break it. We get right on top of it, shows you right here we don't want to break it, pulls back, all right, retests again. And to be real, honestly, this is where you're supposed to buy it. You're anticipating this to hold up based on what just happened. We break the macro zone, create a gap, fill that gap, climb out of it. You want to get in before it starts running away. Stop below this down close candle in here. 10 points for about 10 points. All right, and that's literally all you would have to do today if you're not watching the NASDAQ. It's just tough because sometimes ES isn't as clean. Like, I don't know how they do this. Some days ES likes to trade beautifully, good volume, and then some days ES likes to just be stupid while NASDAQ looks amazing. But yeah, I think the best thing to do going forward for me is try to just trade the setups that have double confirmation, right? As bad as I hate looking at NASDAQ, when they are aligned, like when the charts look identical, those are the setups that I'm most comfortable taking. And I'll just have to leave it at that, right? Because you don't really want to be trading off one chart and one chart alone. That makes it a lot tougher when price action gets tricky. Here, so like today, because of NASDAQ, I don't catch this, but there's going to be trades that I do catch that NASDAQ offers and ES offers. All right, yeah, this looks extremely interesting here. Silver holding up. ES starting to give us a wick, but I need price to flip here. A wick isn't enough. I need price to close underneath this previous 11 a.m. candle here. 3 minutes left. I'm gonna make something to eat real quick, and then we'll see how this candle closes. And I'm either gonna go, I'll pull up gold next to it, right? I'm either gonna go short on gold or short on the indexes. It looks like it might be gold. Really nice rejection. I just need price to close underneath here. And who knows, maybe they all short, but I just need a clean short. 1 second. All right, so first thing coming to my attention is this bullish gap here that is not showing on Nasdaq. So if price wants to break through this wick right here, this bearish wick after tapping into here, then I'm likely going to just wrap it up for today, as price just clearly just wants to go higher no matter what, and it looks like everything just climbs higher here. Crypto is the only thing taking its time and actually trying to give you a chance before something happens. But even with this bearish, even with this bullish type of move here, we're inside of this bearish gap. So let's see if I hide everything, fill in this gap here. Yeah, price is starting to use this open price really nicely here. I already had it marked off. But yeah, you see price fill into this bearish gap, offer this bullish candle, and start respecting this body here. So this looks like it wants higher. What was this? Oh, Bitcoin's over here. Yeah. So this looks like it wants higher. I wouldn't try and short anything on crypto right now, but we are in a bearish gap. So I would prefer price to start showing more rejection candles eventually, right? However, it looks like we are not. And if I could trade Bitcoin across my accounts, maybe I would, but I don't really like crypto as far as trading goes. I like it for a bias. It looks like we're pushing in this bullish gap, holding this bullish gap so far. So this looks like it could try and push back to 930 and maybe retest that previous daily level. All in all, I'm probably not going to catch a trade here. It looks like these shorts are about to get wrecked. No real structure for lower, and price is way too high to be buying it. This is crazy to me, kid. We're still in bearish territory here. Let's see. See if we get a slam lower here. Still pushing in that zone. Maybe price is actually going to give us a textbook delivery, or maybe price is going to just keep going higher. Either way, I'm happy. Not much going on today. The buys down here. Unorthodox delivery. Excuse me. Yeah, kid, this is looking like either we get SMT maybe off of this high, you know? Maybe ES takes this high. Not sure, but this is unbelievably bullish. And I hate this type of stuff. Like, this is the type of trading that's trash. I hate this. These are the type of trading days that make you think you know how to trade because you're just getting in because it looks so bullish. So you just buy it and it keeps going up and you're like, yay, I caught the buys today. But over time, the market's going to take all that money back if you don't understand how to wait for a pullback. You think you could just buy at the tops or buy as the move is going, you will learn the hard way. Maybe gold though, like metals are a little bit different. You might be able to you know, just buy it as it's going because it's so strong. All right, what's going on here? What's going on here? My drawings are on GC, right? Yeah, so GC. Where'd my drawings go, kid? Where are my drawings at? What do you guys think, man? If you had to guess, are we really about to see every single asset go straight up today? Or what? There we go. Show us some downside. Take this low. Do, 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 do. Really nice move to the upside. Like this move up is so clean that it almost makes me think it's about to just wipe it all the way out. One of these, right? We see gold overextending into the highs here, and then you see the same type of profile here where we're not as strong over here though, right? We're still inside bearish territory over here. Gold is pretty much showing you it wants these highs. I'm not so certain we can take these highs here on NASDAQ and ES. We may take it out on one, but I don't know if we'll actually take it out on NASDAQ as well. So that's what I'm waiting for here. Just waiting to see how these candles start to develop. We should see exhaustion at these highs eventually. Where is my phone? There it is. This is crazy. Maybe YM is about to sell off. Something's about to sell, bro. No. YM is on a skyrocket move here. All right, well, I will literally just sit here patiently waiting until 1 o'clock. If I don't get any good ideas before 1 o'clock, that'll be it for me. The buy idea will end up being the best idea and the only idea, right? Come on, kid. You're still, see, I notice how price is still trading within that previous wick. We take that high, but who cares? Price still can make a new low if it wants to. Go bearish. All right, these indicators. Why is this gray if it's no indicator? Is that how my charts look? Hold on, bro. I guess so. Yeah, they are gray. All right. Pushing back into this up close candle here. But you can see that this is starting to look bullish. Like, you see how it's just overwhelming all the bearish structure, and it continues to show strength inside of it. It's like, all right, if you want to go higher, so be it. The scary part about like buying up here at these highs is like, well, how much higher do you really want to go? Like, are you just going to take that previous 30-minute candle high and then go short? Or are you actually going to start pushing higher and higher? Like, that's the $1,000,000 question. And that's why you shouldn't really want to buy at the tops, right? Because you can be right. You can get a beautiful buy signal and it can be like, all right, yeah, we for sure want to go higher. But then it could take out that previous candle's high and then immediately flip directions. And you better get out, or you better secure like break even or something, because it'll go the complete opposite direction. Crypto still struggling, kid. Like, yeah, crypto struggling, but still holding this area. Let's see what's on the table for tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe something's on the table. Let's see. PMI tomorrow. Nothing crazy. Yeah, today's just chill. Today's not really living up to the hype of trading. Tomorrow we have PMI 945. Red news should be pretty solid for volume. Today you could almost kind of tell today was going to be a little bit different or weird based on the news. There was a lot of news spaced out this morning. But if you trade it like this this AM session here, this wick down in here was nice. All right. 13 minutes left in this candle. At this point, just wait for that, right? See what happens here. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for that. We got this rejection. We're closing above it now, looks like. But there's 13 minutes left. I'm gonna let this candle close. It'll be 12:30. And then from there, I'll have about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes left on stream before I wrap it up for today. Major takeaways from today. I will be adding gold, and hopefully that helps me to increase my RR here and my executions, right? Because some of these trades on the indices they're offering really nice areas of interest, but the execution is just so backwards at times. Like these buys down here, you were forced to just buy high and hope it doesn't stop you out. And you can't trade like that, right? But maybe with gold on the table, you'll start to see, all right, maybe NASDAQ ES, you weren't able to get a good entry on that level, but gold offers a nice level and gives you a clean opportunity. All right, okay, here goes the random sell-off. But we need to see this break this low here. Need to see it break the low. Another nice wick here on NASDAQ. It looks like NASDAQ is weaker, so I should be shorting the NASDAQ, buying ES. Gold still looks strong. Crypto is being crypto. Yeah. Oh yeah. 10 minutes left. It looks nice, man. This rejection activity is nice. You see ES offer a sweep. You see SMT at that level, but there's still 10 minutes, of course, so you don't know how the next 10 minutes are going to affect this candle body. However, so far, so good. I love the rejections right now. I love them, but I just don't see that lower time frame breaking structure yet. Like if we're watching NASDAQ, which is going to be the weaker asset, right? The weaker one is going to give you a few things here. Let's clear this all up. You see, we stab into this gap, close, bullish candle, right? Not only do we close, we offer another 30-minute that closes inside of that range, almost like a turtle soup type of concept, right? So when you see that, you can zoom into here and you say, all right, if there's any bearish structure inside of that 30-minute doji, I want to see it hold up if it gets retested. Turn on your drawings. I can erase that. That's from earlier. We know we're in bearish territory. Where is, there we go. So where is that 11:30 to 12 candle? There it is. What do we have? We have this bearish gap sitting in here, but more importantly, where are the up close candles being disrespected and then used as resistance? Here's your first level. Price breaks this level to tap in that 6 a.m. price and then gets right back underneath it, and you see price start respecting it to move lower. You know what I mean? So other than that, all right, so now we're getting a new 30-minute candle. This candle can complement the structure over here. So let's say we close with another wick at 12:30. Then I could say, okay, where was the up close candles now? This would be the most obvious up close candle right here, including the wick, right? We closed through it, pushed to the very high, slam lower, and now we're retesting the body of it again. There we go. There we go. So we have two zones, right? When I was looking for my short off of this zone, I wanted to see this new 30-minute candle push into it, which it does. And I want to see it break structure. All right, so that's why I haven't shorted yet. And it looks like it's about to break. There we go. There we go. And I don't want to rush the short because ES hasn't shown any bearish breaker structure either, right? So as bad as I want the short, I need to see this 30-minute rejection candle offer a retest and then a break of structure. And from there, that's going to be clean. Very clean, actually. Why do these look frozen in time, bro? Like every time we look over here, it's the same thing. All right, so beautiful. Beautiful. All right, nice. So I'm really anticipating this low to get hit. Once this low is broken, that qualifies as a break in structure. Any changes over here? Nice. Yeah, look at that strength. That strength is very apparent here. Gold has been bullish since 8:30. Indices didn't go bullish until 10. We're hitting bearish territory. The same area of interest, 6 a.m. looks like a brick wall right now. And I'm hoping for lower. 12:24. 6 minutes left in this candle. So you should start seeing another close. Wow, look at ES. You see the discrepancy, right? See the discrepancy in price, which is fine. But you really want to see ES start giving us that bearish idea as well. Like imagine NASDAQ takes out that low. I need to see ES take that low as well, so I know that they're on the same page and NASDAQ isn't trying to fake me out on the short. Because this is a lot of strength over here on ES. Mm. All right. Well, you could see that there is no sign of lower, like anywhere. No sign of lower whatsoever. Right. So there it is. Nothing for me to do here. I could, like I said, I could try and long this. I've done it before, but the way the market randomly pulls back, it every loss I've taken this year, that's what happened, right? I can see where price is headed. I can draw up a clean idea, and the market will literally swipe me out. Perfect example, yesterday's trade, right? Here, let me show you if you didn't see it, but it was ridiculous. Yesterday's trade did the same thing, but actually, yesterday's trade wasn't bad. It was just a wick out, right? Let me go find another example of what I'm talking about here. So here was one here. All right. So you're buying at a premium. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're buying at a premium. You know what you want to see. Price stops you out and ends up running the TP. You're way more susceptible to price just randomly deciding to stop going higher. That's the part that I don't care for right now, right? So I'll let this one go, even though I was extremely bullish from the lows, anticipating an entry down here, right? I just wasn't able to catch it, and no trade isn't always a bad thing, right? It's not always a bad thing. All right. So what I'll do is wrap this up because there's no way I can get a trade by 1 o'clock, right? I'll laugh if I come back on the charts later today and maybe 2:30, 3 p.m. you start getting that short, but I'm okay with walking away here. Tomorrow's Friday. We got some decent news on the table for tomorrow. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. Um yeah, first trade idea was here. I stopped out at break even. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I'll screenshot this, drop it in the VIP so they know. Break even. And yeah, break even trade there. I entered somewhere up in here. What price did I enter? 1 second. Entry was 48. So somewhere up in here. Yeah, entry was here. Stop was like 10 points. Yep. I'm not mistaken. 9 or 10 points. Something like that. Exactly that, actually. And then we got hit out break even here. Probably a little bit lower than break even. Somewhere in here. I just got out. Right. I think it's like 150 bucks, 160 bucks or something like that. Nothing crazy. But the bias, A plus, execution, terrible. Trade idea went from like an A plus trade idea to like, do I really want to hold this knowing that price can literally jab down in here and still be extremely bullish? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I'd rather let this one go without me if it wants to just try to go higher. And that's what happened. So I will drop this in the chat. Come back tomorrow, same time, 9:45, and see what happens. But so far, so good on the year. We're 3 weeks in, 2 green weeks. And this week right now, I'm sitting around break even. So we'll see how this week ends based on tomorrow's price action. And yeah, as always, God bless and be smart, guys. I'll catch you guys later.